What's up, college football fans? Sonoy Valente here once again with the Mean Green Show, and I'm joined here with Quinn, Shanbour, and you guys, you already know the drill. If you're a fan of college football recruiting, G5 football, and of course the transfer portal, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Currently in pursuit of 150 subscribers, and so every single subscription helps. All right, Quinn, man, how are you this evening?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you having me on, and I know we'll be talking about this a couple of weeks, but it's good to reach out to Mean Green Nation.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and as we're filming it, it's the conclusion of day one spring football. So I know you're super busy. So once again, I just appreciate you finding some time to hop on and talking to all the Mean Green alum that you're such a fan favorite, and we're really just kind of excited to kind of hear your story. So I'm really kind of just jumping into it. You attended Heritage Hall High School in Oklahoma City. Following high school, you went to Choate Rosemary Hall, and really what led you there, and what's a prep school like, man? A lot of us don't know, what the prep school world is, and so yeah, those two things. What led you there, and what is the prep school world like?
Choate was a different world experience. It is a boarding school. It's not technically against my NCAA clock, so it's really just like a super senior year.
Yeah,
So it's like a fifth year of high school. It's for people that kind of want some more film, or in my case, I was kind of led through that kind of route for Ivy League. I had really good grades out of high school. I had ACT, SAT, high scores, and I'd kind of figured my way into pre medical. Thinking about being a doctor, and obviously Ivy League schools are top notch. So I figured from Heritage Hall, I'd gotten some D1 interest, but an extra year wouldn't hurt on either side, whether that's preparing for Ivy League schools or uh, getting extra film for my next opportunity.
yeah, man, that's super cool. And following Choate, you went to Oklahoma State, and then finally in 2013, you found your way home to Denton. And how was your experience playing QB at North Texas?
Oh, it was amazing. It's one of those stories that I didn't want to rewrite, even if I could. Obviously, going from Oklahoma State, having an injury, and implementing myself into North Texas, that kind of stunk just because I was on the field for probably 2 years, just with a walking boot on and kind of being a coach on the sideline. But as far as playing time and game time and all that stuff, yeah, I would have loved to have some more game time. But my best friend Mason Fine was record setting, beating teams left and right. So I don't want to take anything away from him. But my biggest takeaways from just the people that I've met, the people I've rubbed shoulders with, the amazing fans. I've talked to you about it, just there's probably been over 500 teammates just in my years of playing college football. Every semester that brings in new walk-ons, new scholarship guys. Some people leave, transfer, graduate, whatever you want to say. Just the turnover of teammates. I can call up people from 2014, 2016, 2018. Now I'm coaching, so it's every year of practically this decade. I know people. I still keep up with people. They're some of my best friends, whether it's Mason and Pirtle, or some of my roommates, Michael Banagoo and Daniel Kahn and Blake Mossick. Like, there's people that I could talk days upon days, just stories
Oh
and
yeah.
get-togethers, and then practice, and maybe a fight at a practice. Like,
Yeah.
I could roll through just a script of just things that people would remember if you were there. But it's just, like I said, I had 500 teammates, and we all had a different experience, and mine was amazing just because I got to hang out with those guys, rub shoulders with those guys. And now it's going to come full circle now that I'm coaching for the Mean Green. And like I said, I've played and coached now with a lot of these guys, and a lot of them have trouble really calling me Coach Q or Coach Quinn, Coach Shanbour, whatever they want to call me. And I don't think twice about it. I don't double take. Someone
Yeah.
calls me Quinn, I'm like, "What's up?" And if you need anything, like I'll get those bags for you or any of that stuff. But I'm really trying to implement myself as Coach Q, just so that I can really build a relationship as a coach player, and we'll always be player, maybe off the field, but on the field, it's I'm gonna be harping on you if you're wrong, and if you're right, I'm gonna be hooping and hollering for you. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're definitely Coach Q. From the outside looking in, it really appeared that you and Mason Fine had a really tight bond and kind of a brotherhood. And what do you credit that to? I mean, is that some of that Oklahoma pride coming out, or because you don't always see that with the starting quarterback and the second string quarterback, but it really appeared that you guys were organically and genuinely very close and very tight knit.
Yeah, man. I mean, I know that we're both from Oklahoma. We're both what you would call undersized for a D1 college quarterback. But it's funny you say that, because I always say that the most important people at UNT or Oklahomans, just because Ren Baker's kind of an Oklahoma ties, Coach Luttrell's Oklahoma ties, and then I would always say me and Mace were Oklahoma ties. So it's like, oh, Oklahoma boys. But no, me and Mace. Like I said, I've been here since 2013, and I had seen so many quarterback changes, and obviously some of those rough years where we would just file through quarterbacks, and it created a lot of animosity between the quarterbacks and the quarterback room, and just no one really felt comfortable with each other, and it was like some people would kind of say stuff behind people's backs, and I would never want to do that. A, to someone else, and B, I would never hope someone would do that to me. So
Right.
whenever I had that chance, and Alec Morris came in, Mason came in that 2016 year, I kind of sat them down, and we were all at my house, and I was like, "Hey guys, like, it ain't because Alec, you hate Mason, or Mason, you hate me, or I hate Alec, or any of that stuff. We're all going to play to the best of our ability and let the coaches decide. And that doesn't mean that I need to be any worse of a friend to Mason. Mason, you don't need to be a worse friend to me, any of that stuff." And it kind of bled into the quarterback room just being so tight knit ever since then. And I take great pride in every quarterback that's been through here since then, that we've all loved each other, and we're all rooting for each other. And if one of us throws a touchdown, the other guy shouldn't be in the back saying, "Oh, dang, I could have done that." No, you go dap him up and say hell of a job and all that stuff. So from then on, me and Mace, hung out dang near every day. Obviously, we're in meetings together, we're in practice together, working out together. And then, getting back to Oklahoma roots, he's actually gotten me kind of into the nature and hiking and all that stuff. We would go do Colorado trips together and New Mexico trips. So, I mean, he'll always be one of my best friends, no matter where he is. He's going up to Canada, obviously, in May. But as much as we can, we'll hang out and get to throw together still. And I'm his biggest fan, and I know he's my biggest fan as far as he wants me to succeed in coaching. So anything I can do for him, I'm there for him, and I think it's the same vice versa.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. So, one of your best performances, though, came against, one of UNT's, biggest opponents in Iowa. And, I remember watching that game, and I think Mason maybe got knocked out, or something happened and you had to come in, or I can't remember exactly, but I remember you coming in, and quite frankly, I was like, oh crap, this is before we knew Quinn. And, but I mean, you went 2 for 2 for 26 yards with a passing touchdown and a single rush for 26 yards. And, I feel like that's when the whole Quinning movement started. And, have you trademarked that statement, Quinning?
Oh, it's funny. My sister actually trademarked that kind of thing for me in high school, actually at Choate. And
Really?
she like hashtag it, whatever. So that's like old news. I still keep it around, and I still use it every once in a while. But no, I mean, Iowa was awesome. There's a minute something left. Mason kind of got dinged up and taken to the locker room. So I'm over there warming up in front of 60, 70,000 fans. And so
we were in that game too, man. It wasn't like
know what
I mean? Like,
it was
it wasn't like it was garbage
time.
Yeah.
I swear I kind of blacked out because like some of those like memories, I'm just like flashing in and out of like the play, and like I don't remember coding.
Yeah.
Cash
You
Pro
made
and
them
stuff
look like a fool. They weren't ready for you, man. You came in, they were waiting for Mason, then Quinn steps in, and I remember it was like, oh crap, you know?
right. And so, luckily, Graham, knew my play style and kind of my strengths and everything. And so we opened up with the draw and, got those yards, and then, slung it out to Mike Law on the sideline, and we kind of bring in the huddle, and yeah, Quinn, what do you like? I like shakes. So
Yeah.
we went with shakes, and it's a kind of a 3-by-1 formation, and Jalen Guyton. So Jalen Guyton's first touchdown, college touchdown, came from me. So it's like that dude's making some plays on Sunday right
Man,
now.
he
And I'm like,
always used the money,
I got
man.
to start. So
Before Justin Herbert, it was Quinn, man. It was
right,
Quinn.
exactly. I'm
Yeah,
sure
absolutely.
JG would still tell the world that he liked my passing touchdowns more than his, but
Absolutely. That's super cool, man. Well, hey, if it wasn't the Iowa game, what was your favorite memory as a player, for UNT over those years? And we had a lot of success, when you guys were there. So is there a memory, if it wasn't the Iowa game, that sticks out, predominantly to you, that was like, wow, just what a time?
I can talk about like FAU. I did really well in that game,
Mhm.
and several games that I came in, and whether Mason was dinged up and I could drive down and score touchdowns or any of that stuff. But actually, in that Iowa game, I want to say it was the first or second time that they had done their children's hospital was
Mhm.
just built right over the stadium.
Yeah.
During the third, fourth quarter split, everyone in the stands would stand up, turn around, and wave to the children in the hospital. And it was such a cool just moment, feeling like we were still in the game, but like it was cool to realize and recognize that it's more than the game.
Yeah.
These kids are battling cancer. They're going through some really rough times, and we're playing a child's game down there.
Yeah.
We're all grown men, but
Yeah.
it's a game, and
Yeah.
that's what it all boils down to. But the ability for, like I said, I think it was the first or second time I would ever done it, and now it's a tradition that we kind of pay respect to kids that look up to us. And I
Yeah.
know that Iowa does a great job of implementing their players into those kids' lives. But I think that one sent chills down everyone's
Yeah.
spine, like none other. So
Mhm.
that's one of those times, like off the field. Like I know that we were playing a game, but off the field, it was we're still kids at heart,
Mhm.
and making someone else's life, whether that was that day or that week or whatever, that was pretty extraordinary to be a
Yeah.
part of.
That's awesome. That really is. Um, so this past season, after we were without a QB coach, although still a GA, I'm sure your role had to increase significantly. Do you feel like that experience has caused you to develop and, just kind of accelerate that, that much more, in your coaching development, if you will?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people always talk about, like, especially during the hiring interviews, whether I'd interview at other places or not, they always want to know if you ran a room. And
Hmm.
running a room is putting all the film in, the cut ups, running your own indie drills during practice, making sure that you are accountable for your people in your room, whether that's on the field, off the field, academically. So I was kind of thrust in that fire. I hate the situation just
Sure.
because I wouldn't ever want that to happen to me or any other person, because I don't think that was fair to Coach Wallace. But
Hmm.
things happen, and that I had the opportunity to step up, and I feel like I did that admirably. So it's kind of thrown in the fire, really.
Yeah.
I went from GA responsibilities to GA plus QB coach
Yeah.
responsibilities, and it's
Yeah.
just like, wow, like I was working till 10 o'clock at night. Now I'm working to midnight just because I have to now
And you still have classes.
right. So like and I added just a little bit more on top of school, GA life, and now QB life, and
Yeah.
so it was amazing though. Again, I don't ever wish that upon anyone, and I wish that had never happened. But at the same time, it benefited me. And I can always say that, hey, I ran our QB room. I was entrusted with, we had 8 guys last year that, whether it's academic meetings, it's lunch, it's being on time to every single thing that they need to be on time on. I was responsible for other people. So
Yeah.
it's invaluable what I kind of went through last year, and I love those guys to death, and they'll always be a part of my coaching career, and they'll always be my first 8 guys that I ever coached. So I appreciate them, and I know that Bean's kind of left, but I still try to keep up with him and the rest of the guys. I still love them up on the field as much as I can. So
Absolutely, man. And I always remember you posting on Twitter, Friday competition day, and who's winning, and I guess you guys call him Old Man River, Austin Honey, and
yeah,
that's fun, man. I really enjoyed seeing that and kind of getting a sneak peek into what you guys are doing. And obviously we didn't have the record we wanted, as fans, as coaches, player, all of the above. But man, I mean, the offense it put up some numbers though, so that's cool. You know that you were a big part of that. And let me ask you. So I think when you were playing, it was obvious that you knew your way around the weight room. But it seems now that you're not. Have you been hitting it a little bit more aggressively? Have you been up in the creatine? Because I mean, check the picture up top, guys. I mean, you don't look like a former quarterback anymore. You look like you played maybe, I don't know, halfback. But have you been hitting the weights a little bit harder?
Man, I've always been known as a workout warrior.
Yeah.
From days with the McCarney guys and Coach Corrala, that was crazy enough to throw us through thousands of yards of lunges or plate pushes or any of that stuff, to now Coach Womack and them. I would, we'd have 3 sessions of stadiums, and I would do all 3 sessions just because I wanted to push the other guys. So every single day I kind of challenge myself, and the weight room is an easy place to challenge yourself, whether it's an extra rep, extra set. But yeah, I enjoy working out. It's something that I do daily, and it also probably helps that Mike Villa helps me out with some schmediums and gets me some tight shirts because I like that feel. But I'll probably get mocked for that tomorrow, but that's all good. That's how I like to roll, and I work out for a reason, and whether you guys like to see it or not, that's how I like to look in the mirror.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. More plates, more dates. And
Yes.
So, man, what are your aspirations as far as coaching goes in the future? Are you wanting to climb the college coaching ranks? Are you wanting to go to high school? What do you want to do with your coaching career?
I'd love to stay in college. I'd love to venture out into maybe professional. I think that I love the schematics. I love the chess game of offense versus defense, and where the space is, the numbers are, the leverage is, what they're trying to affect, what they're trying to give up, and what their weaknesses are. It's 11 guys, 11 on 11, and there's strong focal points that the defense tries to really put themselves into, and then it's my job to figure out what their weak point is or what they're willing to give up, and just being disciplined and calling that same play again, or being able to manipulate kind of their fits and their reads. So I think I'd like to stay in college and professional, but I would never rule out high school, because I know that that's such a developmental stage in everyone's career. I mean, I would not be where I am today without the guys from Heritage Hall, from Choate. I still call them up probably once a month and thank them, and I try to recruit my guys from both those schools. I mean, it's lifelong friendships, and I think that they're going to stay there for a while. So I'll always have recruiting ties there as well. But I intend to be in college or professional, and if God's willing, that that'll be a long career for me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, I selfishly, I know I can speak on behalf of all of Mean Green Nation. I hope you're here with us for as long as we can hold you, man. Like we enjoy having you on the sidelines, and we just high energy guy, former player, and we think very highly of you. So, well, hey, Quinn, I think that pretty much sums it up. Once again, I appreciate you coming on, and And thank you for your time. And once again, guys, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and check out Quinn on the Twitters. His handle's right down there. I'll tag him, when I post a video on mine. And really just a fun journey that we can all kind of watch that he's on, and in his GA career, and what he's got going, and doing a lot of great things really beyond his years. So be sure to check him out. And Quinn, once again, thanks so much for coming on.
No, I appreciate you. Let's do it again. I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun, and we'll go through spring ball and we'll talk ball, and then we'll get into this fall and win a lot more games than
Oh,
last
man.
year. I promise
Man.
you that. We got Coach Bennett's going to coach those boys up, and we've even seen it from day one that it's going to be a whole different year, and even a second year in this offense, we're going to be we're going to go from novices to experts and then just grow that much more. So I'm stoked. I think that we're going to be a really good team. And like I said, let's do it again. I'm all for it.
Man, you're getting me hyped, Quinn. It's too late for me to get my heart rate up this high. But yeah, Quinn, you always the door's always open for you on the Mean Green Show. Anytime, any place. You just let me know when you want to come on, and I'll make it happen.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Appreciate you.